everyone, welcome to Drunk Tank.
It's short.
Fucking easy enough.
That's my favorite, I think, out of all the entries we received. Sorry to everyone else who's entered, that's my favorite theme song entry so far.
But for the rest of you, take solace in the fact that Gus's opinion means jack shit.
Hey man, I picked the theme songs. My opinion means everything.
Well, that one's going into the next theme song, probably.
Hey everyone, I'm Gus Rolla.
Joel Heyman.
I'm Olivia Munn.
I'm Jeff Ramsey.
I would totally do Bernie this week.
Yeah.
I would do myself. You know, Joel has a picture of Olivia Munn over his desk, and I thought it was a girl he knew for a long time, like 3 or 4 months, and I finally recognized it as being Olivia Munn.
Turns out it's a girl he'll never know.
Olivia Munn is like the #1 reason to follow Kevin Pereira on Twitter, because he takes a lot of candid photos of her and just posts them up there.
Oh, geez, I'm following the wrong person.
Yeah, absolutely. She doesn't take candid photos of herself, so that's a little pro tip.
And why
for you.
wouldn't she?
I don't know. I would.
You know,
I wouldn't do anything else.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, we were very impressed with how well our podcast was doing on iTunes, and I decided to look and see what the podcast immediately in front of us in the list of most popular podcasts was, and it was some podcast that she's in where they unveiled her Playboy magazine cover.
Wow.
That's the one that was barely beating us. You all have your priorities all wrong.
It doesn't seem as satisfying auditorially, as it would visually.
Yeah.
I think it was a video podcast.
Oh.
Well, there's no way we're going to beat that.
They have that technology? Was she naked in the video podcast? Was she naked in Playboy?
No.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
like that. I'm going to go on a
She
record.
was naked under her clothes.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
I don't-
that doesn't
Depends
count.
upon where the camera is.
I don't like stuff that insinuates nudity and then doesn't deliver it. And Olivia Munn being in Playboy, you're expecting nudity.
She might as well just been a Maxim.
It's like mislabeling the ingredients on food. You can't do that. That's illegal.
Yeah, it's like Shannon Elizabeth's career.
Maybe
now,
they have
basically.
like Playboy Light.
Did you guys ever see Tomcats?
Yes.
No, I didn't. Because I did not, because I think you told me Shannon Elizabeth does not get naked in it, right?
She played a cop in that movie.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
What a turn on. All that authority.
It would have been if she'd taken her top off.
It's such a hot package. Yeah, but she decided she was not going to... She made that announcement, I'm not going to be naked in movies anymore, and then...
That was it.
Yep. The radar had one less swipe. One less ding, and then boop, gone.
Now she plays professional poker.
She went to stealth mode.
Does she really play professional poker?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's in all those celebrity poker tournaments and shit. She's big time.
Interesting.
Yep.
Seems like every other person that has a lot of money is playing poker now.
That must be.
Has she won any tournaments?
I don't know. We could look her up on the internet and find out.
I mean, it's easy. I mean, how great would it be to be like, half your talent is basically luck? I know there's a lot of skill involved with poker, but who the fuck are we kidding? I mean, really. It's 50% skill and 50% luck.
Yeah, I'm with Bernie on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have the talent to understand what's going on to get to the point where you have the luck payoff.
Unless you don't know what you're doing, and then the 50% luck has nothing to do with it.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not going to win at all.
If you have no talent at all, then you can't even get to the luck level.
Then you're screwed. Yeah.
But it's just so these celebrities who go on those shows, it's a party. They're getting paid to go have a party.
It's like celebrity in the USA. Either you're going to become a professional poker player or a politician. Those are the two paths. That's it.
So which one of those is Paris Hilton going to become?
No, we should be scared.
She should be a politician, probably.
There you
Honestly,
go.
she did that stupid ass Funny or Die McCain ad that everyone thought was so popular.
That was not a good ad at all.
Who the hell knows?
I think if Alec Baldwin decided, and he probably already has decided, but he's like, I'm just going to drop off the entertainment radar for 10 years, he could become president.
Alec Baldwin, shit.
He's
on 30 Rock. He's on top of the world right now.
The best thing, going back a second here, the best thing Paris Hilton ever did was that promotional thing at E3 where she showed up 3 hours late to promote her own game and then promoted the wrong game.
I
That was
think
fucking genius.
she got
because
the name wrong.
No one would have ever given a shit about that game or cared if she hadn't said the wrong thing.
I think her sex tape was better personally.
I think she's
Maybe
a
I'm in
genius.
the minority.
if they could incorporate the sex game into a game, then that's a game.
Okay.
I think as long as you've been on television at one point, you can run for office in Minnesota and get elected. Just go there. Like, people know your name. Like, I know this person. I'll vote for them. What the hell? Jesse Ventura? Absolutely. Al Franken? Bring it. Let's go.
He just got sworn in.
Yeah, it was a close one, though.
Yeah, it was.
If I had to guess where Al Franken lives or is from, Minnesota would probably be like 48th on the list, behind Montana and South Dakota.
Yeah, I always assumed he was a New Yorker.
Go
figure.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I thought he was Canadian.
Did you?
Yeah, I really thought he was a Canadian.
Maybe
So
he
he
is.
must have moved to Minnesota to get that gig, right?
I would guess so.
That's bullshit.
I don't know. Now we're getting angry about assumptions. We don't even know. Maybe he's from Minnesota.
I'm gonna look it up. I got the internet in my fucking lap. I got the whole global consciousness right here.
For all we know, he's got a Minnesota Pride tattoo, and he's, every gig he ever did, he flew out of fucking Minneapolis.
Land of a
and then
thousand
right
lakes,
back.
bitch. That's what it is, right?
Is that what
Is that Minnesota?
I don't know. It's somewhere up there.
It's a hellhole. I went there a few times. I spent a January in Minnesota once a few years ago. It was fucking miserable.
It's somewhere up in the who cares a sphere portion of the U.S.
Take it easy.
You take it easy.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't care what Texas is.
Nope.
One of those times I went up to Minnesota a few years ago. I was there for work, and one of my coworkers was also there. And we got up in the morning and met at the rental car. We're driving off to the office, and he goes, "Did you hear?" And it was in January, by the way. He goes, "Did you hear it snowed in Austin last night?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, it snowed like 2 feet in Austin last night." I was like, "No, it didn't." He's like, "Yeah, I saw it on the news this morning." I was like, "It was probably Austin, Minnesota, you idiot." He's like, "Oh, there's an Austin, Minnesota?" I was like, "Yeah, it's about 30 miles away."
My favorite memory of when you worked at that company where you had to travel around the country all the time? It's when you had to go to Rhode Island, so you stalked Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Oh, that was awesome. She was Elizabeth Filarski at the time.
Filarski was before The View.
It was like when that season of Survivor was going on. Like,
yeah.
Well, God, when was that? Like 10 years ago?
It was
No,
a
it
while,
wasn't that
yeah.
long ago. It was,
It was 6-7 years ago.
8 or 9. Yeah, something like that.
It was the second Survivor, right? The one in the Outback?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, was it Outback?
It was.
Outback.
It was after the Survivor was over, I remember.
Yeah, it was after the dude had fallen in the fire. I remember that.
Al Franken was born May 21st, 1951, in New York, New York. What a fucking shock.
What?
I'm shocked. And you know how everyone in New York wants to get out of cold-ass New York and move to Minnesota.
Right.
When they retire, right?
It's the next Florida.
So why? So here's the question. Why is he in Minnesota?
Does the Wikipedia tell you?
He lives in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I hear Minneapolis is awesome.
I hear Minneapolis is awesome as well.
I wonder when he made that move.
I wonder.
Or if
I
it was like
wonder.
a year ago or 6 months ago.
What do you think is the minimum amount of time you have to live in a state in order to run for Senate there? I would
Well, in
say
Minnesota, it's probably 5 minutes.
I would say it's probably
6
probably
weeks?
when he moved there. I know Jesse Ventura probably wasn't born in Minnesota either.
Well,
I'll double check that though.
internet.
He has a better shot, I would say,
Jesse Ventura?
versus Al Franken. Yeah, come on.
Where's Jesse Ventura live now?
Oh, he's Southern California, right?
He lives
Got
in
him.
Mexico.
Lives in Mexico.
Does he really?
He doesn't look Mexican to me. I wouldn't have pegged him
Is he
for
trying to
Mexican.
escape his own policies?
Yeah. Look at him. Look at Jesse Ventura now. That governorship aged him. He looks like a Batman villain.
Looks like Ben Franklin.
He does look like Ben Franklin.
Franklin.
Why does Ben Franklin look like a Batman
We
villain?
should Photoshop a kite with a key attached to it.
I actually heard Jesse Ventura on Alex Jones not too long ago.
What?
Yeah, seriously. Talking about how he was actually talking about how the 9/11 conspiracy, and using his Green Beret knowledge to explain why the buildings were brought down by internal bombs.
He's a demo expert, though.
He is.
He has
He
demolitions training.
Yeah.
So if you're going to listen to somebody,
If you're going to listen to somebody, listen to a demo expert, but don't listen to them on Alex Jones, because there's your credibility.
Your credibility is instantly lost.
and maybe not the demolition expert who also passed through the WWF as part of his career. Maybe not that guy. Maybe another demolitions
He
expert.
also passed through the government. He's got inside knowledge.
That's true.
And he was born July 15th, 1951, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I take back anything I said about Mr. Honorable Jesse Ventura.
So Al Franken and Jesse Ventura are the same age? You were both born in 51?
pretty much.
Conspiracy.
Maybe they're the same person.
Yeah, I bet they're the same person.
He had to the term limits was too much. He had to.
Who knew Stuart Smalley was in Predator?
Did he quit? What happened to Jesse Ventura? Did he just not run for re-election? Or
Yes,
what?
he quit running.
Was he voted out?
I think he proved his point.
Speaking of,
moved
Sarah
to Mexico.
Palin.
Speaking of proving your point.
Speaking of weird governors in cold places, Sarah Palin is off the political radar now as well.
It's refreshing to see a Palin who finally knows when to pull out.
Oh!
Oh wow!
Was that prepared material?
I saw that on Twitter a couple days ago. I've been saving it.
Good lord.
Yeah, thank God.
The ironic thing is that you would think quitting in the middle of your governorship would be negative, but I read this morning that new Gallup polls showed that she's more popular than ever with
Well,
Republicans.
her fans are idiots. I guess I shouldn't get that political. Her fans are interesting people.
It's just a bizarre move, but
Very bizarre.
I just don't know.
I like Sarah Palin.
I don't
We'll
know
just have to
why
wait.
she's. I don't know why she's on the radar. I just don't understand why we keep talking about her. Like I don't know why she's on the news. I don't get it. It's like Sarah Palin and Michael Jackson. That's all the news is nowadays. Someone actually on CNN yesterday said that the Michael Jackson Memorial was like the most significant event of our lifetime. Do you remember like 9/11 or any?
How about the fucking wall coming down?
I mean, Michael Jackson's death is the most significant event of our lifetime?
His death? I mean, the memorial service
He
was
is the
awesome.
biggest celebrity of all time.
You know,
I guess.
I looked it up. Thriller was the highest selling album of all time.
Still is, right?
Did you know it's more than doubled up on sales from the number 2 selling album of all time?
What's number 2?
Number 2, I think, is AC/DC
Back in Black?
Really?
Back in Black, yeah.
Wow.
Wow,
And
I had
think
no idea.
Thriller has sold, if I remember, I'm off the top of my head, I think Thriller sold like 109 million copies, and I think Back in Black's only sold like 47 million.
God damn.
Well, I can imagine people all over the world buying Thriller, but not necessarily buying an AC/DC album. So,
109 million copies.
That's nothing's even close to that.
well, like Transformers is about to hit 300 million, or has hit now 300 million.
It's going to hit today. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's done 600 million worldwide. I mean, there's the global market's enormous.
It's true.
Although that doesn't always translate too, because they often sell the foreign rights to movies before they even hit the box office. Kevin Smith always talked about how Clerks 2 was profitable before it got to theaters because they had already sold the foreign rights. I mean, it's a cool kind of thing to say it made this much amount of money, but the foreign market really, that's money already in the bank.
So the studio doesn't get money from overseas box office revenues. They just get like a flat amount that they sell it to a foreign distributor.
It depends on the movie.
It depends on the movie, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if a movie like Transformers, it's going to be an instant success. They wouldn't have a way to carve out some of that,
Gotcha.
more than just a flat fee.
Well,
Right.
Or it'd be a huge fucking flat fee.
Or maybe something on the back end.
Or maybe
like
they know
points.
it's going to make
points.
money, so they decide to keep it all to themselves and distribute it globally themselves.
Sure.
Depends on the studio and depends on the movie.
I mean, the movie's made $300 million in America in 2 weeks. It's about to destroy Transformers 1, which was a, incredible hit. Made $319 million.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen either of them.
I saw Transformers 1 in the theater, and I was so angry.
I tried to watch Transformers 1. I couldn't get through it. But
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I saw Transformers 2. It's a lot like Transformers 1.
what you liked?
Yeah, I like them both. I mean, I just think, I didn't go to that for... I'm like Megan Fox. We have a lot in common. And I don't think that's an acting movie or anything. It's just see stuff.
Really,
I
I
I
just don't like-
giant robots transform.
I just don't like the art direction
Yeah.
of the robots. They
I
just
agree.
look like walking junkyards.
They are. That's
And-
what they look like.
And I can't make any sense of them when they're on the screen. I can't tell what the hell's happening.
Yeah. I have trouble seeing
Am I
that
looking
movie.
at
It doesn't.
its
I had the
genitals?
same problem with Grand Theft Auto 4. Like I couldn't see it for some reason.
Really?
Like, I can't. When I look at that's why I stopped playing Grand Theft Auto 4. Like I look at it and it's like I can't see the game. And it's the same way with Transformers. I can't see what's happening when there's visual effects going on.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's wrong with
What
it.
was your problem with Grand Theft Auto 4?
Like I can't focus on it. Like I look at the screen and it's not like I can't see what's going on.
Maybe you could benefit from the Sylvan Learning Center. That can help you with your focusing problems.
No, it's really bizarre. I don't even know how to
Like
describe
the
it.
screen's too busy or something?
What'd you say?
Too busy?
No, not too busy. Honestly, it's like my eyesight's bad. It's like I can't focus on the screen.
Need like old people versions.
Maybe I am.
You can focus in WoW, though.
Not anymore.
No, well, yeah.
Or maybe if they broke it down to like Nintendo 64 graphics, then
I think the deal is when you have a movie like Transformers 2 that's probably 60% CG shots versus just no CG in those shots, that so much of the movie is done frame by frame that you don't have any perspective for it when you're making the movie. Like, I'm sure if you stopped a frame of, say, Optimus Prime transforming, you would look at that one frame and go, that looks awesome, that looks perfect. But then in motion, it looks like garbage. It's just like, you can't... them transforming means nothing. They should do all those transformations off screen. Because I don't understand it.
just with the sound effect.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's an implied transformation. There's a car, pan over to the right, pan back, it's a robot. We get it, you know?
That being said, that movie's going to make $400 million in America.
See, to me, none of that stuff bothers me at all. I mean, to me, maybe the story not being good is what bothers me. Like the visual effects of them transforming, whatever. Robots transform.
But like Bernie said, Megan Fox is right. That's not that's not a plot-driven acting movie.
Exactly. So if you're going to have just an eye candy movie, which is awesome and I love,
But wouldn't
it make sense to your eyes?
But wouldn't it be nice if it were, right?
I guess so. It's like those kind of movies that they're just an action delivery mechanism. That's all they are. So it doesn't really matter. It's like, how do we get to the next explosion? It's like, Optimus Prime is going to save, these guys from this battle. And, he also happens to discover a stockpile of oil barrels. It's like, oh, great, here we go. Here's the next big explosion coming. It's Michael Bay.
Action delivery
Awesome.
mechanism.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in that movie. Art direction, why do all the Decepticons look exactly alike? Like Megatron and Starscream, who can even tell the difference between them? And then later in the movie, there's like 14 Decepticons that just come down out of the sky as meteors, basically. And they all look the same, too. They're all silver. And I guess they're trying to make it easier for you to differentiate with these giant robots which ones are the bad guys and which one are the good guys. But
I guess it's like when they made the X-Men movie, they didn't want to make their outfits yellow and blue and ridiculous looking. I guess that's the same reason they made all the Transformers like metallic colors instead of like the cartoon where they were like red and blue and very loud primary colors.
Oh, yeah.
No,
or where you could tell what they were when they were still a robot.
Yeah.
What is Megatron transformed to in the movie?
Who knows?
He's not a giant pistol, right?
Who knows?
That Starscream then uses to shoot.
I don't know that Megatron transforms.
Really?
Yeah, and there's Decepticons in the movie that are clearly automobiles too. There's no clear line.
That's bizarre.
One of the best things though about Megan Fox saying that Transformers 2 is not an acting movie is that it has started a war of words between Michael Bay and Megan Fox. And you get in a war of words with Michael Bay, eventually he's just going to go over the top with it, and he is now kind of threatening that he's got this audition tape of Megan Fox, where basically when he auditioned her for Transformers, all he did was have her come over to his house and wash his Ferrari in a bikini while he filmed it.
That tape supposedly exists.
I've never heard this story.
No one
Really?
denies this. No one
It
denies
was
this.
all over the internet yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are there any explosions?
I'm sure
In your pants.
It's at Michael Bay's house. He probably has explosions like most people have sprinklers. You know?
He doesn't. He waters his lawn with shrapnel.
Exactly.
Little flamethrowers pop up in the grass.
It's like the grass is getting high. It's time to blow it up.
The mail gets delivered with napalm.
Did you ever see that Vios commercial that he did?
Yeah.
Just tremendous.
God,
Yeah.
That's a fucking awesome commercial.
I love Michael Bay. I love him. I even
yeah.
like the Michael Bay knockoffs like Simon West. I love all that stuff. You know.
I don't know.
You don't like Michael Bay?
I'm about 50-50 on it. He's got a 50-50 track record with me, I think.
I wanted to like Transformers and I couldn't, but can you think of another Michael Bay movie you don't like?
I really wasn't an Armageddon fan.
It was okay.
Bad Boys 2. You didn't like that, did you, Jeff?
I liked Bad
No,
Boys
we
2.
love Jeff and I both love.
I
Bad Boys
disagree
2.
with anybody who says Bad Boys 2 is a bad movie.
I liked it.
It's like
the
two
scene-
awesome movies in one.
The scene where the Will Smith and Martin
Lawrence
are driving down the highway, running over corpses, and
Dude.
heads are popping off. Some people might say that's a little crude and over the top. I say it was awesome.
I do too.
Well,
I
it
want
has
him
to be
go
motivated,
farther.
right? As long as it's motivated, then it's good.
And
They were
shot
evil
well.
corpses filled with drugs. They're just the police. They're just trying to stop that.
That's right. Make the streets safer for Floridians.
Yeah, for their children. Remember
Exactly.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
So hey,
Yo.
has anyone played Battlefield 1943 yet? Have you
Yes.
played the demo?
Dun, dun, dun,
I played
dun,
I played the full game this morning.
dun, dun,
It
dun,
actually
Did you buy it?
dun, dun.
Yeah, I have great memories of the guys in this office all playing Battlefield 1942 together, and I remember it being like this amazingly fun, awesome, irreverent time in online multiplayer. And then I played it this morning, and the first thing I did was take 10 minutes to get a game going, and then I lagged out immediately, and I said, "Oh, I remember this. This is actually what Battlefield 1942
Ouch.
was like." Yeah,
That
it
is
took me about an
so-
hour before I was able to start playing.
That
I have yet to be able to get into a game. Every time I
It's
go
crushing.
and try to join a game, it says there are no games available.
I feel like my soul's been crushed.
Yeah.
I also tried this morning and could not get into a game. And I
So
went and played Peggle.
They've really captured that.
Yeah,
I tried for about half an hour before we started recording this podcast this morning, and I could not get into a single fucking game.
Do you guys know-
And there's like a little ticker at the bottom of the screen that says, notice we're adding more servers to serve you this game. You may experience disconnection problems. How about you fucking get ready before the game launches?
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, I showed you the video I recorded of when I did finally get into a game, me trying to get into a plane. It was
Yeah.
like running 5 feet and then lagging back 10 feet
This
and running
is-
5 feet and
Yeah.
lagging back. I
This
was getting
is-
further away from the plane by running towards
This
it.
is exactly my memories of the game.
Yeah.
This
I
is
mean,
exactly
was it-
my back at playing a 56K modem. This is exactly what it was like.
Well, what the most frustrating part is, I think they pushed the release date of this game back. I think it was initially supposed to come out in early June. It's been pushed back a month, and still
Yeah.
seemingly not ready.
Did it tell you like how many people were online? Or
No.
anything?
No.
There's no people online because there's no games available.
I wonder if these downloadable games, if we're going to run into a problem with the manufacturing process, does take a few weeks. So you finish the game, and then they immediately go to work, essentially on the day zero patch that's going to come out when everyone loads the game. I wonder if the downloadable games, if there's a shorter period of time there, where you get it ready and you just turn it in and it's downloadable, and maybe they're not as prepared as they could be.
I don't know. It's an interesting idea.
I'll admit ignorance here. I don't really understand it, but I know there is some kind of Microsoft standards process that these games go through. And I know for arcade, there have been many complaints that it takes much longer for arcade games than it does for retail games.
Well, this is an arcade game, so it would take longer then, right?
Is it, though? Because it's not available in the arcade, and it's only available to Gold members.
Yeah, I couldn't find it in the arcade. Bernie's right. When I downloaded it today, I had to search. I thought it wasn't out yet, and I had to search around until I found the the new game graphic.
Yeah, I just saw it on my dashboard, so that's what I clicked on.
That's where you found it too, on the dashboard?
Yeah, on the dashboard, but it does not appear in Xbox Live Arcade. It's also 600 megs.
Yeah.
Too.
It'll be interesting to see where that thing shows up, in what category Battlefield 1943 lands.
Also, when I finally did get into the game, I found something interesting. There's only 3 classes in that game. There's a Scout, Infantryman, and Anti-Infantryman. Or Rifleman, whatever the fuck it is.
No more medic, huh?
Yeah, there was no medic, and I remember there being an engineer, too.
Yeah, there was an engineer.
Yeah. But one of the characters has a wrench as their melee weapon, so maybe that's also that wrench serves some sort of...
And you can fix tanks?
I don't know, I didn't try. I wasn't able to really play.
Medics were terribly overpowered in that game.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'll be sad if they remove that.
They're not there.
That's too bad, because I tend to play more of the support characters in those FPS games, because I just get aggravated playing the shooter guys. We've determined also there's something wrong with my Xbox Live account.
Yeah, we did side-by-side comparisons with 2 TVs and 2 Xboxes, with Joel on our Chicken Mouth account and you on your account, and your account is fucked up.
My account is slower than other people's accounts.
Significantly.
And also, some people have trouble hearing you.
Yeah.
Like Flash can never hear you. When you're playing at home, I know he has that problem. Both you and I were playing here in the office yesterday, and he couldn't hear you, but he could hear me fine.
Yeah, same connection. It's a lag thing. I get chat lag, I get lag in the game, and my biggest thing that I was showing you guys yesterday is that my dashboard is significantly lagged.
It's like 30 seconds slower than the other dashboard that we were testing it with.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
We got into an argument here in the office a couple weeks ago about it. You were complaining how slow the NXC is, and I was saying that it wasn't slow, and we both thought the other... I'm sure each of us thought the other was an idiot, but after seeing your dashboard, I can totally see why you're upset now.
And just to be clear, we're in the same office using the same Xbox on the same connection, and it doesn't matter where I use my Xbox Live account, mine is slower. It's just slower. The dashboard, like, for instance, when you go into arcade and you go to buy a game, I have purchased a lot of arcade games, a lot of them. I've purchased 100 to 120. Yeah. So maybe, like, my DRM check file is that much bigger than everyone else's that it has to download. But when I go to, say, for instance, Peggle, and I load up Peggle, when it determines whether it says, do you want to buy this game or download it again, that process takes up to 30 seconds for me. And I will just sit there and watch my dashboard with this blinking Xbox icon, whereas Jeff, on the same connection right next to me, will hit the button and he'll get right into it. Maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah. Maybe you have too much gamer score.
Well, that can't be
It's clogging the system up.
Jeff has more games played than me. I don't know if he has more... You have a higher gamer score for sure, but there's tons of people who have a higher gamer score than me. He probably has more achievements than me as well. The only thing that I can possibly figure out is how much stuff I have downloaded through Marketplace.
Yeah, I've bought maybe 50 arcade games, and I think you've got to be well above that.
I out of the first 100 arcade games that came out, I probably bought at least 85 of those, and that was a year and a half ago. And I buy arcade games all the time. Half of my 100% of games are arcade games. And then I also download tons of content. Like, I make a lot of purchases in Xbox Live Marketplace because I download other people's themes because I want to check it out versus ours, gamer picks, videos. I download tons of stuff through Marketplace.
Do you rent movies and stuff too?
Yeah, I rent movies with my kids.
Yeah, if that's the source of your problem, that's really shitty. It's almost like you're being punished for being, a big consumer.
There's definitely something weird. I mean, there's something weird about it.
Have you ever tried to recover your gamer tag to a different box?
No, I haven't tried to do that. And it's not like Gamerscore either, where you can delete entries. Like, I wish I got through and say, I just want to delete these DRM entries. I can't even do that.
Stop checking for it.
I'm not going to play Ikagura again, ever. I promise. Or Space Giraffe.
Space Giraffe.
Great, now I want to play Space Giraffe.
I'm okay with getting those things removed, and so I can't ever download them again. I'm fine with that. But it's odd. It's odd. And I also... You had a launch, I guess. You had a launch account as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
It's weird, though.
When you and I were comparing our stats yesterday, we also noticed something interesting about the way both of us plays. You don't play games for nearly as long as I do.
I don't.
Yeah, but, like, what was your highest, your most
it's
days
Halo.
played? It was Halo.
It was like 130 days I played Halo.
But your second one was like 30 days.
Yes.
What was your second one?
Left 4 Dead.
And my top 10 were probably all over 50.
Mm-hmm.
What's your number one? Halo?
I think it's Halo, yeah.
What's your number two?
Grand Theft Auto, maybe? Halo, Grand Theft Auto, Left 4 Dead, and Crackdown was my number 2. I think.
Oh, yeah,
I put the
Crackdown.
shit out of Crackdown.
And the way we find these stats are on 360voice.com.
Yeah.
360voice.com.
And I'm sure Fallout will be climbing for you up that list, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I play games really slowly. I can't sit down and play a game for more than like an hour and a half. Before I just get antsy and I have to get up and go do something right now.
It's a lot of fun. I finished Point Lookout, and like these days I'm just kind of wandering around trying to uncover all the map because I feel like I missed a lot of it. And I went and I saw the alien spaceship crash just so I could pick up the alien blaster in preparation for Mothership Zeta.
Oh, I was going to ask you guys. You said that the alien pistol or whatever it is has a limited ammo. Like you only get 100 shots?
Right.
But I picked up alien power cells last night on the ground. What are those for?
Where'd you pick those
Where'd you
up?
find those?
Those were at the train station where it's like the train station near Arafu where the family lives. You know, they're like they're in that little inside the train station. On the outside, like if you go out the door and there's just a bunch of empty train carts, I found like 15 alien power cells. They look like batteries laying around the ground.
Were they were like a light blue color, right?
They're light blue or white. Yeah,
Yeah, that's them.
that's them. So you can get more ammo for that gun.
You can also get some in Broken Steel.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah,
And you can
there's,
also-
there's another gun in Broken Steel.
That's right.
So it's pretty cool.
Have all of you guys 1,000 all the achievement points in that game?
What, Fallout?
Yeah.
It's 1450 actually.
1450.
I got like 200 points. I got a long way to
I
go.
think I only have 790 because I got fucked on a lot of the quest stuff. Like I missed the whole GNR storyline, like Jeff was talking about, and I couldn't go back. Then I fucked up in Arafu. And
The game's smart though; it lets you go back. Like I was able to go back and get those achievements in GNR, even though
not smart enough. I don't have those achievements.
You should go back.
I went back to Arafu. They're still shooting at me.
Oh, what are they shooting at you in Arafu for?
Remember I told you we talked about this on the
Oh,
podcast
okay.
once. We had an accident.
We're
I
just gonna
hit one of them with shrapnel.
Cut all this out anyway.
And I went back because people kept saying that you can go back. So I went back and they were still shooting at me. So I got really pissed off. So I killed everyone in Arafu.
Aw.
Really? It's amazing to me. I never do stuff like that.
Yeah,
Fuck
me
them. I
either.
got really angry. I didn't do anything.
Listen to you.
I'm a fucking saint in that game.
So am I. But fuck those guys.
No, you killed the...
Speaking of which, there's an
overseer.
Speaking
Yeah.
of being a saint, there's something else that pissed me off. I was playing Point Lookout, and I fast traveled to. And Bernie's probably the only one here who's played Point Lookout. I fast traveled to the shop out there.
Definitely the only person who's finished it.
I finished Point Lookout already. Anyway, I fast traveled to the shop, and as I spawned there were smugglers there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh shit, I have to get in a fight right away. So I killed like 3 smugglers. And after I killed them, I looked around, and the Protectron that's normally there was dead.
Protectron.
So I looked around some more, and I saw Panda was dead, the shopkeeper. So I went over, and I looked at her, and she had, and like, I checked her body, and she had, like, Panda's locker key.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I'll take this. She's dead. She's not going to need it. So I walked over to her locker, and unlocked it with the key. I lost Karma. She's fucking dead. I didn't kill her.
You don't get to take her stuff?
Why can't I take her stuff? She doesn't need it.
Wow, don't let this get near Michael Jackson's house.
Dirty pool, dude.
She's
Did
dead.
you take her boots off her dead corpse too?
Really?
My boots were better, so I didn't need hers. But why should I lose
Lord.
Karma for that? That's stupid.
Because she's not your stuff. You're stealing.
What if she
She's
had a son?
dead.
What if it was her
Fucking
like all that-
socialist.
What if she had a will? What if all that
So
stuff
in
went
other
to her
words, if you're in an
kids?
Armageddon wasteland,
Yeah.
if you're in an Armageddon wasteland and you come across someone who's dead,
It doesn't
and you
mean
take their stuff.
I'm sure you've
that's
taken stuff from
unmoral.
dead people.
Like, I
in
mean,
the
if
game.
you're in a battle to have the human race survive and the dead body has like a cantina of water and you haven't drank in a week because you're in a Armageddon wasteland, that's stealing.
Dude,
It's just on the karmic
if-
spectrum.
What if she had a family, Joel? What if she willed all
Yeah.
that stuff to her kids?
Right.
What if her son was going to take over the shop
She
and
didn't
keep
have.
the fucking
She didn't
family
have
business
shit.
alive?
She was the only person in that town aside from the person you came on the boat with.
That you see?
No. Period.
Okay.
All right, well, we have to get to the bottom of this, clearly.
Send your thoughts about this topic to jeff@roosterteeth.com.
You
That's
clearly-
That's
GEOFF.
JOEL at roosterteeth.com.
Anybody want to hear Joel's list of games that he's played and what's the longest that he's played?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to guess it's got to be Halo 3.
Left 4 Dead is his longest.
Oh,
He played for 52 days.
Wow.
Guitar Hero World Tour, which doesn't surprise me at all, 25 days. Guitar Hero 3, 22 days. And Rock Band 2, 18 days. So if you combine all of his music ones into one, that's what he plays more than anything else. It says that Joel has only played 18 days of Halo 3.
Something's wrong with that.
Well, it could be just when you started tracking your account.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero 2, you do play a lot of music games, though. You really do.
I
You
still
played,
remember.
you played Viva Pinata for 2 days.
Just 2 days?
You know what? It's like you guys were like, Vivian Pinata, it's a great game, it's a great game, it's a great game. And I was like, well, maybe I have to play it. And then, like, you pulled out a spreadsheet. Jeff had a spreadsheet sheet.
Color-coded.
A spreadsheet color-coded with like numbers and animals and things and this, that, and the other thing. A spreadsheet? You have a spreadsheet for a game? I couldn't stand the game.
It's a complicated
These
game,
little
dude.
cute little demanding bastard creatures just want stuff from you, and just I couldn't handle it.
I'm with you, Joel. I got suckered into buying it, and not a fan.
You guys should
so
never have
disappointed.
kids. You're not nurturing at all.
Justice says you've only played 9 days of Fallout 3.
That's not correct.
That would be 9 calendar days that you've played.
That's not correct at all.
I had to look at your old gamer tag, not your new one.
Yeah, see, I'm sure that's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Let's see what I've played for Fallout 3 here.
Is video game morality the same as real life morality?
I think so. I could never play an evil character in a video game. Like Fable
I can't do it
or
either.
Knights of the Old Republic, any of those games where they let you choose.
Me
I
neither.
never play a bad guy.
Me neither.
I
Taking
kinda
a
hear
key
where you're
off of a
coming from,
dead
but
body, not evil.
It's like that thing where it's like I
Apparently
don't
it
want
is.
to play the evil character, but I won't get to experience the full, fullness of the game if I don't play the evil character. There's like parts of the game you don't.
Do you want to
see.
experience the fullness of life in the same way?
It's funny because this is the same argument.
It's like I've never
that-
killed a
I
man.
keep unplugging your laptop with my foot.
Hey,
Oh,
Gus,
God, there goes my
I'll,
mic.
I'll agree that, taking that lady's stuff is not the worst thing in the world, but you also admitted to killing everyone in Airfood because they pissed you off.
No, that was evil.
That's an entire town.
I could definitely lose karma for that. That I agree with.
Yeah.
Well, did you take their stuff after you killed them? Is really
No,
the question.
because they were. That's like a starting area. They didn't have anything I wanted.
if they had stuff.
Panda had like 900 caps, fucking 20 stim packs.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, you guys are big achievement guys, so it's like if there's an evil character, you can't get all the achievements unless you play the evil character. What do you do?
That's different. I mean, I could do that, but if I'm just playing through a game, I can't do it.
So in other words, if I'm the devil and I want to get your soul, basically, I just need to get you to do
Offer an intangible
immoral stuff.
reward.
Exactly. I just need to give you achievement points.
Basically.
Okay.
Are you offering achievement points? What are we talking about?
Joel, what
Let's
are you
start the
saying?
bidding.
I have played 14 days of Fallout 3.
Dude, you got 1,450 points in that game in 14 days.
That site's totally bogus.
14 calendar
That's
days.
not correct.
According to
That's
this
insane.
thing. Well, let's put it this way. If one of them is wrong, they're all relatively wrong in the same way.
That's a
right?
good point.
So it's a trend more than anything else. So I've played 118 days of Halo. That seems likely. That I've loaded up 118 days.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's been out for a year and a half. That seems likely to me. 39 days of Left 4 Dead. And then, of course, 34 days of Lego Star Wars.
But I mean, that makes sense to me, too, because the way you game, you sit down at like 9 a.m. on a Saturday and you'll play till midnight.
Yeah,
You know?
if
You pack a lot of gameplay into that day.
I do go in bursts, man. I'm like a binge player. In 10 years, will this thing have any value? Like the fact that you finished games, for instance, Left 4 Dead, Halo 3, will those be as important 10 years from now? Like if you had 100% in, say, Super Mario 3.
I'm sure 10, 20 years from now, it will be super important to those of us who played those games, and
Yeah.
to those, the kids coming up who don't even exist yet. It'll be like, who cares? You're old.
But Gamerscore suffers from that thing that everything else in video games suffers from. Anybody who's beneath you in Gamerscore is no good at video games. Everybody who's above
They're a
you,
douche, yeah.
everyone above you is a fucking loser.
Right.
Who has too much time to play video games.
You're right. It's absolutely true.
And you don't have any people never have any respect for the people above them, and
No.
they have no respect for the people below them. It's just,
And then,
that's it.
but that's the thing. Once you realize that is how everybody views it, it's kind of like, what am I doing?
Right? Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
The correct gamer score to have is 61,970. I can verify that.
The only thing I care about is just 100% in games. That's all I care about.
It's funny that you think they would have some sort of value for like indicating, if you 100% a game, that should give you something.
PlayStation has that.
Well, Microsoft just started that awardables thing too, which is kind of like that, right?
That'll be cool for avatars.
Oh, what is
Yeah.
that? That's you get like clothing and shit for your avatar, right?
Yeah,
you
like
said
if you do
previously.
it's like achievements, but you get clothing for your avatars, which is kind of cool.
PlayStation has a trophy. If you get all the other achievements in a game, you get the platinum trophy. So you can compare your platinum trophies. That is something I hope the 360 will take. And you know what? It would drive DLC, because if you lost your platinum trophy or whatever, your platinum achievement for this game, because DLC came out, you'd be more likely to buy the DLC.
But
Absolutely.
you would already have the platinum trophy before DLC, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but then
they can't take it away.
Sure they can.
Why?
Maybe.
No.
Or
No,
maybe
that's
if you get
bullshit.
all the DLC, then you get a titanium one or something.
Yeah,
you know,
you get
some-
double platinum or something.
Or maybe they have, they don't. We're talking about trophies because that's just what exists now. But for achievements, they could have literally 100% zero score achievement for the retail game, and then also for all the DLC, you can get one as well.
Yeah, that makes much more sense.
That would be awesome just from the standpoint that I always want to know how many games I've 100%ed, and it's a pain in the ass to go through and count your games up.
And it used to be easier because 1,000 points meant you had finished completely a retail game, and 1,250 meant you had finished it with DLC. Now they completely abandoned that for no reason. There's no structure to that gamer score system anymore.
Yeah, Fallout has 1450 now with the DLC that's out for it.
Well, the new structure is that you can have it's 1,000 points for a retail game, and you can have up to 1,750 through DLC.
Okay,
That's the structure.
So then Fallout has one more DLC after Mothership Zeta left in it.
If they want to attach achievements to DLC, I mean, DLC doesn't have to have achievements in it.
right.
It does for me to play it.
Seems to be a big deal.
I also think there needs to be more structure for what percentage of points go for single player, what percentage of points go for multiplayer.
agree
Yeah,
with that.
every game seems to be like there's like a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
And it's also very annoying when a developer is trying to milk the system by putting in these ridiculously long multiplayer achievements, trying to force people to play their game when we're just not gonna.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
just
I really hate that.
Like 100,000 kills in Gears, too.
well
damn.
that's across everything, but yeah. I mean, I kind of like
Still,
the Gears
it's-
one because it also counts single player co-op as well, right?
That helps, too, but you get like 2,000 kills for a campaign of Gears 2.
Right. Well, I mean, how many kills you get in a multiplayer match in Gears? I never played Gears 2, but Gears 1, you get 4 kills in a 20-minute match.
Yeah, 4 kills and you're doing awesome.
Yeah. At least I was, It's a totally different game. A lot of Gears is one of those games where you just sit there watching other people play because you only had 1 life per round.
Right.
So,
Not so much the case in Gears 2. You can respawn in most game types in Gears 2.
yeah.
I really need to play that game. Do you have that
It's
game?
fun, dude. Yeah, I love it.
Are you done with it?
No, I play Gears. It's Gears 2 multiplayer. I play a lot.
I hate you.
I'll make a deal. I got Gears 2 right now. I haven't even loaded it. I will play co-op with you.
Okay, great. I'll go get it tonight.
See, now we're in that place too. Let's go into a totally different topic where you can talk about the Dead Space numbers. But I'm at that point where I was with movies a couple of years ago, where I got so behind on movies that Netflix became exceptionally valuable to me because I was so far behind. It was like I had new release movies on DVD all the time. That's why I'm with GameFly now. I'm so behind on games that GameFly can actually be used to play good games. Whereas if you're up on all your gaming, you might as well just cancel your GameFly account because everything is very long wait.
Yeah, you're gonna be waiting the rest of your life to get Madden.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I'm to the point where it's like Gears of War 2, got it, 1 day, no problems. Fallout 3, got it, no problems. Although I went out and bought Fallout 3 after I rented it.
Good.
mark
Good.
of a good
Support
game.
them.
Yeah, absolutely. I got more than $60 worth of value out of the game.
Yeah,
I played it for 14 days.
Right now, I'm really ready to get caught up on 360 games and other games, just because I really need this break from WoW, and I haven't played probably in a month and a half, and I'm enjoying it, and I got to play a bunch of other stuff.
We know at some point Gus is going to get bitten by the achievement bug. I don't know at what point it's going to happen.
it's
I
weird,
meant
right?
to I meant to bring this up a little earlier. I don't know how much you know about achievements in WoW, but WoW has some achievements. Like, I wish they could incorporate a way to do this in the 360, where WoW has achievements you can get for being the server first to do stuff and the world first to do stuff. So if, like, you're the first person in the world to get to, like, level 80, you get a special achievement.
I don't like that.
That is...
Or, like, on your server or whatever.
Right.
I don't like that.
It's really cool.
I don't like the idea that there's an achievement out there that not everyone can get.
Yeah.
It just bothers. I don't know.
I
I mean, it's
agree
okay
with you
for WoW,
completely.
but I don't think that would work on the 360. Like, the worst achievement in the
Well,
history
those-
of the 360 is to be the #1 player in the world on fucking Graw. It's
Well,
horrible.
Those are, like, in a separate category, though. They call those feats of strength. It's like
Okay.
no gamer score associated. and
Sure.
You don't know
That's
what
cool.
they are necessarily.
That would be cool.
That's different.
That would be cool. But one thing I don't like about achievements is the gamer score means nothing to me at all. It means absolutely zero to me. Like yesterday, I got an achievement for getting 7 experience points on the 7th day of the month in Halo 3. It was 0 gamer score. I don't care. Just
Yeah.
the fact that I don't have to look at 59 of 61 achievements. That's to me. That's what motivates me. Is that I've done 100% of what the developer says. This is what our game's about. This is what we want you to do in this game. And so, I mean, granted, that one's a little bit self-serving with the 7th of the month thing, but it's I like to fill in the gray boxes. That's
Absolutely.
what I like to do.
Well, you're a collector.
That must be what it is.
Yeah. And that's why you like games like Grand Theft Auto. I mean,
You're a collector explorer.
Godfather 2, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, exploring is really just a different kind of collecting, right?
Collecting all the pieces of the map.
Yep. Exactly right. That's what I did in WoW, and that's what I did. Fallout 3 had achievements associated with collecting points on the map, and
Like-
that's awesome.
You had to collect 100 points on the map, right? Is that the achievement? which is nowhere near all the points on the map. Did you go everywhere on the map?
No, I don't think I have. I have places where they're marked for some reason, but I haven't been there. Like, they have a little line through them.
I think at a certain level, you unlock all the places on the map, and you can see them. I think it's like at level 20 or 22.
But it's cool. I like it because like in WoW and Fallout 3, these are all different places. I mean, this is an artistic achievement to see these things. Mm-hmm. Especially, just the different colors, the landscapes and the environments. Very cool.
It's funny for me because even to some extent, like sporting games would have that sort of meaning for me. Like if you're really into baseball, and it was like when they started bringing the games out where the stadiums or the actual stadiums, it was like, God, this is great.
So awesome. That's why I love NCAA football.
Yeah.
The different college stadiums.
All the character and this, that, and the other thing. And the thing that frustrates me still to this day to some extent, it's like if you go all the way and you win everything, like you win the Super Bowl or whatever, I'm not quite sure, and I guess it's been a year or two since I've played one. Like if you go to the World Series or whatever and you win, how come that it doesn't, like why don't they put the extra bells and whistles into that environment just for that? Like to have the payoff at the end where there's different things, or the stadium is dressed differently, and they don't seem to have that. It's like you win the whole...
It might be just like an issue where they ship the game, like say baseball, for example. They ship the game before the World Series happened, and they don't know how they're going to dress the stadium, so they don't want to dress it incorrectly. It might be something dumb like that.
Maybe that kind of thing will happen now, though. Like we just had with, was it March Madness that had the DLC you could download, the March Madness DLC download pack, where you could play the actual tournament.
Oh yeah,
maybe with MLB 2K9, when the World Series happens, they'll release like a, I don't know, 1,000-point download pack.
Did that pay off for them? That March Madness download?
I don't know. I never saw any numbers on it.
I never saw anybody playing it.
No, I didn't either. But I don't hang out with a lot of basketball game players. So
sports games in general are weird because it's based on this dynamic real world thing, and it really hasn't affected them very much. But it's one of those games that the moment you buy it, it's immediately inaccurate and out of date.
Well, which is great why they have, Xbox Live and the downloadables and all that stuff now, because it's like immediately you can update the roster to like what it is a day after, right?
EA's
even for online play?
EA's combated that with that DNA system they have where you pay, I don't know if you pay for it or not, but I know the latest NBA game had real world stats updating, and like if a player's hurt on the Rockets, your player's hurt on the Rockets. If you sign up for it.
Or if
you can choose to do it
if the player in the real world is on a hot streak, his stats go up a little.
Absolutely, yeah.
But that's so weird to me, too, because you're not playing at the same pace as the regular season.
Right.
Like, your guy can go out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which is a lot different if he goes out in the real world during the regular season, or if they sit him on the bench to get him ready for the playoffs. You're in the playoffs in your game, and suddenly you can't play this guy because he's just out.
That's true.
And I have to deal with a lot, too, because mostly I play NCAA games, because I like college sports in real life more than I like professional sports. And that's a big pain in the ass, because they're students... They can't have their real names in the game for...
Johnson failed math. He's not going to be joining you this weekend.
Well, no.
Academic probation.
I have to go through this whole thing where you can't even download the names of the players. For instance, say Major Applewhite was on the quarterback of the Texans, or Colt McCoy was the quarterback of the Texas Longhorns. I said the Texans, by the way.
You did.
And so Colt McCoy, they just have his number in there. They don't have his name. However...
With statistics that are very similar.
And he looks like him and everything,
sure,
and it looks like the dude. He's got the right stats he would normally have if it was a pro game. And if you add his first and last name in, the announcers know those names. They will say McCoy drops back to pass, he's hit or whatever. So it's kind of interesting. It's like they're just like, this is the one thing they didn't do to get around all that stuff.
Flying on the border, right?
Right, exactly. So it's kind of a pain. And it used to be on the 360 you could download saves if you had one of those little devices from Best Buy, where you could just plug it in and get them, but they don't really have them on the 360. And probably if you used it, you would invalidate your achievements and everything else as well.
Hey, speaking of NCAA, that comes out next week, right?
I don't know. It's off my radar.
I think it does. Yeah,
I think I played enough of those games.
I'm kind of footballed out after the last 4 years. Yeah.
For me, it's like one of those. It's a cycle where it's like I'll play 2005, and I'm not going to play it again until 2011 or whatever. But I'll eventually come back to it.
I'm actually kind of excited about this year's Madden game, though. It looks really good.
It does. It looks like every year is supposed to be to the nth degree better, but this year actually looks significantly better.
They really did a lot of work on the engine. Looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I might pick it up this year.
It's like if you see the game out of the corner of your eye, is that a real game? You really go through that process. Is that an actual photo from a game or whatever? It's amazing.
I would still like to throw this out there, where we take a baseball game, if there is a good one, they ever make another good baseball game for the 360, where we have another in-office league, which we've tried before.
You know what? It's like
failed.
Every one of the the theory of it is great, and every time there's this weird wrinkle. In every baseball game, it's the same effing thing every time, where it's like someone's going to go into the 7th or 8th inning with a lead, and then the computer all of a sudden is just going to start bulking up the stacks of the guy who's behind. Every time.
That's what you think happens?
Yeah.
No.
I
could see that happening with
Every
an
time.
AI opponent.
Every time.
But if you're playing against another
a human, it shouldn't do that.
That was the pattern I felt.
Well, Joel, I'm sorry you blow it late in the game every time.
Joel's got no
doesn't
fucking
matter.
late inning
I can-
stamina.
I think Joel plays Mario baseball, is what I'm learning from this.
Guitar Hero baseball, I think.
I
Also,
think it's true. I think it's absolutely true.
Here's what I don't understand either in baseball games. Why do you keep fucking with the batting system and the fielding system? It's real simple. We want to hit a button to hit the ball. That's it. Maybe A for a regular swing, B for a power swing. When you field the ball, right is first base, up is second base, left is third base, down is home. That's it. It's easy. Just don't add in the left trigger for a power throw with like a half press. What was the one baseball game they had where you'd pull the trigger and then let go to swing?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, wasn't that
was a Dreamcast
2K
game.
No, wasn't it 2K7?
Yeah, it was one of those games. What a dumb-ass mechanic. Their idea was you pull back for your backswing, you pull the trigger, and then you release for the swing.
You were showing us videos the other day.
God.
All those 2K baseball
Oh my god.
games going totally astray.
The best ones where
like
the dude comes home, steps on the plate, then falls through the earth.
It's like, how does that happen? I mean, haven't you guys been using this engine for 10 years now?
If you look-
if you've not, what's going on?
If you look on YouTube and you just look up at MLB 2K9, you'll find endless videos of people calling it the worst game ever and just how horrible this thing is.
Which is a disappointment because when we played our inter-office league, we played on 2K6 or 2K7, and that was a great game.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It was really great. Remember, it built a web page for you for
Yeah.
your league, and it would update.
Had the newsletter and everything.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That was very, very cool.
To me, the best part of those baseball games is simply building the team. Going through the draft, building a team. Then it's once I have my team, it's all right, I'm done.
I'll be honest, I don't know enough about baseball to do those drafts.
Yeah, we just played real teams.
It also preys on my fear of fantasy baseball or fantasy football. I can't fucking stand that stuff. I hate it. There's enough distraction as it is in sports today without
It's
wanting
really-
one dude to catch the ball in the in the fourth quarter. It's like, I just want to watch this team beat this team.
It's a byproduct of needing time to be eaten. It's like America needs a thing, some sort of vehicle to just eat time when you're at the office, and that's what it is.
That's why I don't like gambling on sports, because I don't like spreads. I hate that.
Yeah. Oh, gotta win, but by 4 points.
Exactly. We didn't cover the spread, or got to win by 17.5 points.
All I know is
hate
that
that
I
stuff.
love sports. I also love gambling. Now, I've never bet on sports, but I can only imagine that would be opening Pandora's box.
It's fun.
For me. So you've done it, right?
I used to gamble on
That must have
boxing
been
a
the
lot.
most exciting thing to watch ever.
It definitely ratchets up the stakes, but at the same time, it ruins the experience. How do you?
Because you can't go back.
Because you can't go back, and also, how do you how do you honestly pick? How do you put $100 down on what round the motherfucker is going to get knocked out in? It's impossible. It makes it far too stressful.
I was in Vegas 3 years ago, and it was UT's playing Rice, and the spread was
50?
It was 14 points. It was I should go downstairs and bet $5,000 on this. I should bet $5,000.
Good
No,
Lord.
I guess
Listen to
I
Joel.
shouldn't.
Holy
blah,
cow.
blah, blah.
Jesus.
Well, it's such a no-brainer. I mean,
Fucking
UT
Bill
versus
Gates.
Rice, 14-point spread, and sure enough, they won. It was 77 to 14.
I remember that game.
It was yeah, I remember. It's
I wouldn't have bet on it. I wouldn't have bet on it even if the spread was 0, just because it's a rival. It's an old rival. Those are the games you lose.
Rice came
Rice
close
was
once
this-
in '97. It was a close game.
Yeah, they pull out that option offense.
You don't know which way it's going.
The dual option. what does Rice run?
could be left, could be right.
The
You don't know.
wishbone.
Rice is the only huddle where someone has engineered. They have a compass, and there's a dude measuring wind speed. in the huddle.
I was watching a Texas Rice game once on TV, and the announcers, it was on ABC, I think, and the announcers were talking about, the Rice quarterback or something. They're like, so-and-so, a senior from Houston, Texas, his major is computational and applied mathematics. Then there was a pause, and the color guy goes, "What do you think that is?" And the other guy goes, "I don't know, probably building bridges or something."
That's awesome.
Building bridges.
There's the one dude who's there just on athletic scholarship. That's the only reason he's there at Rice. And he's like, "Look, guys, I don't know what a friction coefficient is, but can we just run a post pattern? This time it's old school. Just a post pattern. Throw it to me. That's it. I'll catch the goddamn ball."
They would love it if they could get someone who could throw a ball down there.
Hey Gus, if you watch UT versus Rice, who do you vote for? Who do you root for?
I cheer for Rice.
Why
would
you cheer for UT?
I don't know, because he lives in Austin, a mile from the football stadium.
They had a fantastic baseball team a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
right?
they won it all.
They won it all.
A few years ago. They normally have a very solid baseball team. Who knows why the fuck that is? But they can't get their football act together ever.
Well, I don't know. Football. You have to be a mutant.
I guess so.
For most people who even hear us talking about this aren't going to know what Rice is. I mean, does anyone outside of Texas really know Rice University?
It's a small university in Houston. It's like, I think it has, when I went there, it was 2,100 undergrads. So it's like, the size of an incoming class at UT divided by 5.
It's a math nerd school, right?
Exactly. They make a very big deal about being a very prestigious engineering mathematics school in Texas. When they say that the Ivy League of the South, isn't that?
They call Harvard the Rice of the North. I don't know if you've ever heard that.
I don't think I have heard that. I don't think I have.
You just made a bumper sticker.
The game that we played, by the way, was Baseball 2K7 because I have 12 days logged in MLB 2K7.
I bet Matt has 0.
I bet he does too. Hey, I wonder if we went back and played MLB 2K7. I wonder if it would still have all those features. Those online features are still enabled.
I think so.
Did it change developers?
I don't know, but I think that they're
2K Sports still, right?
Yeah, it is 2K Sports still, but I think they're required to maintain those servers as long as the console is still current generation.
This is Microsoft.
That's
It's
not
like a
true.
Microsoft
I don't think that's true.
Did
Because-
NBA 2K6? Didn't you make a big deal about them abandoning?
They were gonna shut down that and Tiger Woods servers, and they never did. I think they're all still up.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
What are you,
I could be wrong about that,
What are you
but-
saying? You saying we should play a baseball tournament?
I would like to. I mean, we have the tournament functionality on the
have
website
the
as well. We could
tournament
just have a straight up tournament.
Well, if NCAA comes out next week, we should have an NCAA tournament.
All right, I'll do that. I'll get my fucking ass kicked.
NCAA football? I can't play with the football multiplayer. I don't think it's the same experience at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played football multiplayer.
Well, you can play against us though.
We-
you can't get a quick game on Xbox Live and not get fucking
We
demolished.
played last week.
Man,
you
those-
did very well.
Those people who play Madden and NCAA football online all the time, they're playing a different game than I'm playing.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I throw a ball instantly intercepted.
They know,
It doesn't matter what I do.
They know every nuance.
There's a crazy level of addiction to that. Like Jason's brother Nick, who we're all friends with, he still every day I see him playing Madden 08 was the last one, 09? Every single day. The game's been out a year, and he still plays. And a game of football is 30, 40 minutes for one game, and he's online playing every day.
I wish I had something like that in my life.
That kind of focus, yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Pick up Fallout, Joel. Pick it up.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
I guess so. I mean, Battlefield was going to be my new thing, and it sounds like that's.
I think they're just having launch
They'll get
problems.
that shit
They'll,
fixed.
they'll get it straightened out.
And this would be awesome. The eventually I did get to play, and it was a fucking blast. I mean, it was great. It was just like I remembered it being.
It's going to be terrible. I'm going to have to spend the rest of the day cutting the podcast together and not playing 1943. The loading screen's going to be up on the TV right next to me on my desk. All right, final thoughts. Anybody?
Yeah, get Battlefield 1943. We will have a tournament for it soon. We also have new Griffball Gamer picks up on Xbox Live. For some reason, you can find them in the Red vs. Blue Season 3 folder on Marketplace.
Not
but
sure why.
We're not sure why at all.
Also, look for more new products to come out in our online store next Monday, hopefully.
Hey, are those, speaking of new products in the online store, we're going to have those at Comic-Con?
What, Griffball Gamer picks?
No, new products at the store.
Those are print-on-demand products.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
We're gonna
I don't
have
know
we're
how
gonna
they
have
do that.
something at
Well, that
Comic
sucks.
Con that's like a unique thing, aren't we?
I'll post a picture of it, but I have a
Me?
Griffball sticker, one of our laptop skins, and I can post a picture of that too.
That's a good idea, though. We could get them to run a bunch. We could take them up there.
All right, yeah, cool. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Ta-ta.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.